What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl Monique Nicole, and I am back with another video. I know, it has been a while. I have missed you guys. It's been a little over a month now since my last YouTube video. I had a lot of stuff going on personally. I moved abruptly. Honestly, I found a place within a week, signed a lease, and moved. Short notice, I started a new job, a new part-time job, and just a whole bunch of changes going on in my world. So that is the real reason for the delay of me being on YouTube, but I am back for sure, and I'm dedicated to just continuing to put out more content for you guys. I will say the two shows that I will be reviewing moving forward is Power Book 2 Ghost and The Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm enjoying those shows right now. P-Valley, I loved P-Valley. I watched P-Valley. I kind of wish I was reviewing that at the time that it was on. I think it's been off now for like 2 weeks. But P-Valley was an excellent show. If you guys have not watched it, you need to watch P-Valley. Power Book 2 Ghost, it's going well. I was super apprehensive about it, but it's going well. And so far, this season of Potomac is really well. I'm telling you guys, if you don't watch Potomac, you need to watch it. Especially if you watch Bravo and the Housewives franchise. Potomac has been on for 5 years now, and it's really, really good. I put it up there with Atlanta Housewives. I would actually say Potomac is actually more consistent than the Atlanta Housewives franchise. I have to be very honest. I'm a day one fan of Housewives of Atlanta, but in recent years, it hasn't been consistent. There's been more filler episodes than good episodes, and I feel like Potomac is a really good show, a really good reality show. 5 years in, and you know, it's a black cast, so go support, okay? So we are going to get into Housewives of Potomac. I didn't even write down the damn episode number. I think it's episode 8 or 9 in the season. I think 8. Let me just start off by saying, I'm very surprised. When I went into this season, I just knew that I was going to be on Monique's side. I was like, I'm team Monique. She's like my second favorite housewife of Potomac. I just knew I was going to be on her side. And while I still love her, I'm on Candace's side. I disagree with Monique in a lot of things that she's displayed this season, and just I'm not feeling some of her actions. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I just had to start that off because, you know, now that we're seeing things unfold all these months later, you know, this stuff happened months ago, and because of COVID, the show actually delayed its premiere. Potomac was supposed to actually premiere back in May, and it didn't premiere until August. So, you know, nonetheless, let's get into tonight's episode, or I should say Sunday night's episode. So Candace is in the studio recording the remix to the song that she wrote last year for her husband, Chris. She sang it at their wedding. It was a pretty song, but I will say the remix is much better. It's like that DC, Maryland go-go music or go-go beat type feel. And, you know, Candace can sing. I know it's like a whole controversy. She can't sing. She can sing. You know, I mean, sometimes is she pitchy? Yes. Is she off sometimes? Yes. But she can sing. And I feel like she proved that in the studio with that remix. So nonetheless, it was a nice song. She and her husband, Chris, sit down, and she just kind of talks to him about like where she's at in life right now and the things that make her happy, etc., etc. And she does reveal to him that she is officially over Monique. She's done with the friendship. She feels like the friendship is just negative right now, and to be honest, I don't blame her. I'll get in more detail later, but you know, Monique is kind of showing her ass a little bit with Candace, and I have to be honest, she's not being very nice to Candace. I don't know where all this misplaced anger is coming from. I just feel like this is something that they could have talked about and sat down and it would have been done. The root of the issue is Monique is upset because Candace invited Charisse to the party. Like, that's it. Like, y'all could have been squashed that. whatever. So Chris is being a supportive husband, even though he's friends with Monique's husband, Chris. He's like, I understand, no need for negativity, blah, blah, blah. So that was really nice to see that he was supportive of her. So next we see Monique meets up with her team, the Not for Lazy Moms business team that she has, and they're discussing the podcast, and they have 300 tickets, you guys, and this chick said they have only sold 20 tickets. 20. Now, this was surprising for me because Monique is a fan favorite. People love her. So I'm not really sure why at that time she was struggling for ticket sales. Again, she's a fan favorite. So I was really surprised. 20 tickets is nothing. Nothing. Not for a celebrity like her who has a fan base and she's doing it in her city. So you would think that people would come out. But I don't know. At that time, it was 20 tickets. I guess we'll have to wait and see if more tickets were sold at the end. But she explains to her team that, she's put a lot of money into the project, about $80,000. We later learned it was more than that, but we'll just go with this for now, $80,000. But she's got to meet with her accountant to go over the final budget and how much she spent. Okay. So for the podcast, she's going to have a panel, basically, and it's going to be Karen and Uncle Ben, aka Ray, and she's going to have Candace and her husband Chris. So she's going to have a couple who's been married for 20 something years, and she's going to have newlyweds. So I think that is a nice balance for the panel that she's going to have. So Chris and Monique go on a walk with their little baby. He's just so adorable. And basically, she's explaining to him what's going on with the podcast and the event that she's putting together. And she says to him, that they've only sold 20 tickets. And he's like, dang, that's not good, which is not. And then she goes on to say that she has spent $200,000. $200,000, okay, for all this shit. And he's like, well, damn, like that's a lot of money. And that is a lot of money. His immediate reaction was like, well, this might not work out. You may have to cut this and end this thing. And she's like, well, no, I'm not about to just like give up. And I agree. I don't think she should just give up on her business, her idea, her dream, if you will. I just think that she needs to reevaluate some things because, something's not working. I don't know if she needs to do more promo, more marketing. I don't really know. But for it to be her with the big fan base, there's no reason why only 20 tickets should have been sold. And $200,000 is a lot of money. It's got to make sense. You can't put that much out there if you're not going to get any money in return. You have to. So it has to make sense. So I agree with Chris in the sense of it's got to make sense. I also agree with Monique. Like, I'm not going to give up. Okay, so then she explains to Chris that she received a text from Candace. Basically, Candace was like, look, I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm no longer going to be able to be a part of the panel, podcast or whatever. So Monique was just like, oh, that would be so much like her. It's so unprofessional, like for her to back out and da-da-da-da-da. And she was saying all this shit. I'm conflicted. On one hand, I understand why Candace backed out. First of all, you've been treating me like shit. You haven't been a good friend to me, and you want me to continue and do this favor for you? But at the same time, for me, I'm a woman of my word, and I don't like to break promises. If I tell you I'm going to do something, if I tell you I'm going to help out with something or participate or whatever it may be, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fulfill my commitment. And then after that commitment is fulfilled, then we can talk. Then we can hash out the bullshit. But for me personally, I'm just different. I would not have necessarily backed out of the event. I would have done the event. Maybe even before the event, I would have talked to Candace and talked to Monique and let her know how I feel, etc., etc. But Candace decided to back out. That's her opinion, and I understand why. And then I'm like, Monique, like, you're not being real with the situation. Like, You want your cake and eat it too. You sitting here dogging this girl out, throwing jabs at her to her face, being kind of mean to her, and then you still want her to be a good friend and still do this for you. I don't know, but she was talking crap basically about Candace and the whole situation or what have you. So next we have Ashley meeting up with Michael. Okay, this is after the photos of him hit the blogs and social media. This is Michael was basically in a hotel room with another female. She took a picture of him and she sent it to all the blogs and stuff, okay? So Michael and Ashley are meeting up in a public place at a restaurant. I don't understand why. Ashley says that she did not want to argue at home with the baby. And I'm like, child, that baby is an infant. He not gonna know nothing. I can see if it was a 5-year-old, that's different, but a baby, an infant, whatever. But they're in a public restaurant, which I find weird, but whatever. And basically, long story short, Michael went to the casino. He met this chick. They were flirty, touchy, blah, 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 blah. She invited him up to her hotel room. They kissed in the elevator, went to the hotel room, and apparently Michael was so drunk that he passed out and they did not have sex. Lies. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Now, I understand you can be drunk and pass out and be tired and pass out. I understand, but I don't believe that he did all of that, made it to the girl's hotel room and did not do nothing, didn't touch, didn't kiss, did nothing. I don't believe it. Ashley can believe it if she wants to. She can play dumb if she wants to, but I don't think anyone believes that for a single second. So in the conversation, they open up and, they admit that they have had threesomes in the past. Ashley has seen a girl that she may like, and then, they do a little thingy, and it becomes a threesome. So she's basically saying, look, we've had fun in our marriage. We've had an open marriage. We've had some playtime. Playtime is over. Like, she's just in a different headspace now. And I can understand, especially after having a child, she's just probably going through a lot of emotions and she's in a completely different place and she no longer wants to do that. And Michael was like, okay. And I think he did say like, well, I guess the fun is over or something like that. And I'm just like, bro, your concern should be your wife. Your concern should be that your wife does not fucking get up and leave you with y'all's newborn baby. But you more concerned about no longer being able to have fun and sleep with other women. Like, oh, anyway, who wants to sleep with Michael? Ugh, gross, freaking gross. So Michael breaks the fourth wall, which means in a reality show, you're not supposed to really like make it known that you're filming a reality show. He technically broke the fourth wall by reaching out to the producer to come over. The producer walked over to him and Michael was just like, look, I'm done. I've given y'all enough. I can't give any more. This is my personal life. This is my wife, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay, Michael, whatever. So Ashley and her mom and her sister, I guess technically her half sister, go homecoming shopping. The girl is, let's see. Y'all remember that boyfriend that the mama had that I think he was a crackhead or a druggie, and they was sleeping together in the damn tent and some shit, being homeless, just doing some weird druggy shit. That man that the mama is still with, they had a baby together. That is Ashley's half sister. They're going homecoming shopping, cute. And Ashley's mom was like, look, sis, like this situation with Michael does not look good. Like, he's got you out here looking crazy. Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And Ashley basically like, assures her mom, like, look, I have it handled. I have it settled. He knows not to do this again. And she's like, don't worry, mom. I'm not afraid to leave him. I've left him before. And I'm like, okay, she did leave him before. But I do feel like now with baby Dean, I don't know if she would really walk out on Michael. I don't know. I don't care. I guess they're doing fine because apparently she's pregnant again with a second child right now for Michael. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll save that for another day. So next we have Gisele furniture shopping. You know I'm laughing, you know. Gisele is a beautiful woman. Now look, I am not the biggest fashionista. I'm not. Like, I like clothes, I like fashion, I like to admire other people, other girls when they have their fashion and looking nice. I'm not a fucking fashionista. I might see a cute top and I'll just throw it together with something. So I don't want to be that judgmental on people's style and fashion, but Gisele is known to be a little tacky. So we shall see what furniture she picks out or how her house looks, because really the house she has now, the furniture was looking hella tacky. I don't know if she's getting new furniture to replace it, but honey, it was looking tacky. But nonetheless, she and Robin are furniture shopping. And, you know, they're talking about Ashley, and just Gisele's like, well, shit, I got like 40 DMs. So I know Ashley must have got like 140, like a shit ton of DMs. So Robin says she was on the phone with Charisse, and she was going to text Charisse the picture of Michael in the hotel room or whatever. Child, would you believe that Robin texted Ashley the picture versus texting it to Charisse? I'm like, I think every single person has done that or has almost done that. I have almost done that, where I'm talking about someone to someone else and I'm about to text them that same person I'm talking about. It's a psychology thing. I don't know. It's a mental thing, I should say. It's like you're thinking about that person, so you type their name or you look at their name. Like, child, we've all done it. But Robin was able to play it off, because when she texted Ashley, she was like, okay, what do you want us to do about this? Or what do you want us to do with this or whatever? So she played it off really, really well. I was like, bitch, you got lucky. That shit was funny though. What happened? Okay, so Wendy and her husband are at karate lessons for their, I think, the oldest son. Super cute. And basically Wendy was just talking about, you know, her maternity leave is about to be over and done with, and she's going to have to return back to Johns Hopkins University to, you know, where she's a professor at. So she's gonna have to return back to work. And she's just talking to her husband basically and just saying like, she just doesn't know if she wants to continue to do that, and you know, but she is fearful of what her mother will say. Now, Wendy is Nigerian, as we all know now, and you know, in that culture, you know, Nigerian parents are very, very strict. I have Nigerian friends. I am also African American and I'm half Jamaican, so I do have a Caribbean parent, and there are similarities to African culture and Caribbean culture as far as the strictness. I do think Africans are stricter with their children and their upbringing. It's usually doctor, lawyer, engineer. And so Wendy had that pressure growing up, and it's crazy to see how she is a grown ass woman and she is still fearful of having that conversation with her mother or like disappointing her mom. And I just think it's really interesting. She's an adult with three kids, full ass grown adult, and she is still worried about disappointing her mother. Speaks volumes, really speaks volumes. But her husband was very, very supportive, which I love, and he was like, look, if you don't want to work as a professor anymore, I understand. We got enough money, basically, we good. You don't have to worry about it, no need for the stress. So I do love how supportive he was. So is this it? Okay, yep. So next, basically, I'm skipping a couple scenes. There was a couple stuff. I think Robin had a scene with her parents. It was cute, but I don't want to talk about her and Juan. We'll save that for another episode. So we're gonna go right on to the wine testing. We're gonna go right on to the main event. Okay. So Giselle's wine tasting that she is hosting. Isn't it funny? Have y'all noticed that in the 5 years, maybe season 1, but besides season 1, Gisele hasn't really hosted much. Like, I think she did a trip to New Orleans, a cash trip. That was cute. I'll give her that. That was cute. But she's never hosted a dinner, a party. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't her event. It was just like, okay, we're all gonna go wine tasting. I don't know if it was supposed to be Gisele's thing, because I think she was celebrating her winning the literary award for her book, but it just felt like, okay, girls, let's go to a winery, like whatever. She doesn't know how to host. That's my opinion. But anyway, everyone was nice in the beginning. You know, the pleasantries were exchanged. Ha ha ha. Nice, nice, nice. So Ashley speaks up and she explains to the girls basically the situation that took place with Michael. She told them what Michael told her, which I don't believe. You know, the girls were like, oh, okay. Like, you know, she told them everything that happened. Went to the hotel room, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, that they didn't have sex. Again, I don't believe it. But the girls were like, okay, so, you know. And then, excuse me, Ashley was like, you know, me and Michael, we have had, you know, a special kind of relationship. I don't know what word she said, but whatever. Basically, she was telling them, look, we've had an open marriage this whole time, basically. And they were like, oh, like everyone was like, seemed really shocked, and everyone had a thought and an opinion and questions, and was like, what? Like, she said open marriage. They were like, whoa, what? Like, I was like, okay, bitches, like, are y'all that surprised? Are y'all that surprised? Like, I'm not surprised, but okay. So everybody was asking questions, and basically they were also asking, okay, so what would you do if this happened again? Because she was basically, okay, Braid, sorry. She was letting them know, like, at this stage in her life, she no longer wants to do that. She doesn't want to have threesomes and fool around with other people. She now just wants to be in a committed marriage with Michael. And I think it has to do with motherhood. So the ladies and Karen, you know, they understood, and they were like, okay, so if this happens again, what would you do? Which I don't feel like they should have asked her that, because it's none of our business really. And she was like, oh, I would leave. I would be done. I don't know if that's true or if she would stay, but we'll just let Ashley tell her story, her Olivia Pope politician spin on everything. We'll just let her have that, right? So we move along to the main event. My notes on this is a little bit choppy because it was just a lot. That scene gave me a freaking headache. So, you know, at first, Candace and Monique were very nice to each other, chummy, whatever. And I can't remember who said it. Can't remember if it was Wendy or someone was like, oh, okay, are you guys are good today? Like, Candace and Monique, y'all are good? And, you know, they just, at first it was fun shade. And then it went to shady shade, okay? Like, at first it was just fun shade and like, oh, you know, yeah, we're good. I mean, we're at where we're at, da-da-da-da. And I think Candace even said, you know, I love Monique. Them bitches were being petty. It was fun shade, then it was shady shade, okay? There was a lot of back and forthness going on. Candace said a comment like, well, you know, sometimes, she was like, I love Monique, but, you know, sometimes cancellations happen. And that was fun shade. That was shade / fun shade. I don't know. Talking about the event, how she pulled out of the event. And then they were just throwing shots back and forth. And then Candace brought up a shady comment like something about, oh, when you fake sleep. And it didn't register to Monique. So she was like, fake sleep? I'm always woke. And then Candace was like, well, when I left the lake house, you was fake sleeping. And Monique was like, what? I was really, are you kidding? Like, she seemed really taken aback and upset. So I'm just like, okay, maybe Monique really did fall asleep. I don't know. I was kind of 50-50 on it. When I watched the episode, I was like, she probably fake sleeping. I don't know. Only God and Monique will know if she's telling the truth, if she was really sleeping or if she was fake sleeping. But nonetheless, Candace felt like she was fake sleeping, and she brought it to the floor. And Monique, it went over Monique's head. And then Monique pulled the whole, are you kidding me? Do you know what I had to prepare and do to like get the weekend ready to host you guys? Which I understand. It was a lot of work that went into that weekend to host and plan for that many people. I can only imagine. So I'll give Monique that. But then she brought up the whole, you know what? You don't have kids, so you wouldn't even know what it's like to really be sleepy. And I was just like, wait, you have to have kids to be tired? Like, no, don't get me wrong. kudos to all the moms out there. I don't know how you do it. Like, I have friends that are mothers and they balance a lot of shit, so I get it. But I just feel like there was no need to throw that in there. So then Candace was like, well, are you mom shaming? Are you mom shaming me? You know, it was just a whole shit show. A whole shit show. They going back and forth. They're talking over each other, talking to the other girls about each other. That scene gave me a headache, y'all. Talking over each other, all this rah-rah shit. Hands start going up. I do believe Candace's hands went up because I had to keep rewinding it. Candace's hand went up first, like this. But to me, Monique crossed the line when she started flinging Candace's hair. Like, bitch, now you're actually touching me. My hand is up, although I don't believe in hands up. That's the line too, but I just feel like this, me talking with my hands, is different than you actually like touching me. Like, so I feel like Monique was wrong. Really, they're both wrong. And one thing led to another, honey, and they started scrapping, and I think Monique got the best of Candace. I mean, Candace was tipsy. Candace was tipsy. I'll give her that. If I'm tipsy or drunk, I'm not gonna be able to fight to my full capabilities, okay? Okay. But Monique looks like she got in that ass. And, you know, I hate it. I hate that it happened. I really, really hate that their friendship is just ruined and over. I don't think they'll ever be friends again. I just feel like once you get physical with someone, it's really hard to go back. I have to say, collectively, I do blame Monique. I feel like she really caused a lot of this drama. Like, her disdain for Candace really just took over, and it didn't make sense to viewers. It just didn't make sense. Like, you should be more mad at Gisele. Gisele stirred the pot. Gisele put the bug in Monique's ear, and it's like, damn, Monique, I thought you would catch on, because you and Gisele have been enemies for years. Like, why are you letting this girl, like, it's weird to me. Like, this could have been settled off camera, really. She could have been called up Candace and be like, yo, girl, it really hurt me that you invited Charisse to that party. Like, you didn't give me a heads up. Like, this could have been squashed. So for this little thing to happen, and it just grew and grew. And I have to be honest, Monique is the aggressor in the situation. She just has seemed like she just wanted to start with Candace. These last few episodes, it's like she just wants to beef with Candace. And it's just, that's what it is. And honestly, both girls, neither of them are taking accountability for their actions. I feel like, you know, I follow both girls on social media, and I just feel like Monique is not taking any accountability. She's not taking any ownership of how she came off or how she may have overreacted with certain things. Like, even when, oh shit, I think I left a part of this damn review. Even when last episode at the lake house, when she was pissed off because Candace and Gisele pulled Ashley to the side to tell her about the Michael situation. Like, she just overreacted at the cabin house. The lake house. I just feel like Monique's been on one, and she's not taking ownership of how she's come off. But nonetheless, child, these girls exhausted me. This was a good episode all in all, but Candace and Monique is really disappointing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please leave your comments down below. I can't even talk now. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode and my review. Please like this video as well and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.